an agent of the kingdom of the Queen of the Atlantic. I was initiated in occultism when I joined a church in the city, and when I got deeper I began to work with the demons of the land, demon of the sky. Later on I was made aware that it was time to work with the submarine kingdom of Goddess and Queen. Therefore I was to go to Nigeria in order to travel to the Atlantic kingdom beneath the ocean. However, before the journey to the submarine kingdom beneath the Atlantic Ocean, I was told to spend 3 days underwater. The hierarchy instructed me to choose any water in the city that I wanted, through which I was to travel to the submarine world. I was instructed to throw myself in any river, and I was told I would not die. I would be welcomed in a mysterious world underwater. When I was supposed to go to the river, I received a call from a church located between the 14th and 15th Street. Over there was a church that were in covenant with the devil. When I got to that church, they asked me, "Are you the one that is supposed to travel underwater?" I replied, "Yes, I am." They said to me, "You're gonna have to choose a river now, for all the turbine and portal will be open in the next 2 days. Then they gave me woman bead that I was supposed to throw in the water. Later on, I went to the river at midnight. I was supposed to leave demons that were keeping me and also transporters demons, in order to travel alone. However, I was left with the owl, a bird that the devil used in order to send message. When you see this bird making noise around your house, note that he has come with a message against you. You may not understand the message, but those with 4 eyes will understand. When I reached the riverside deep in the night, I began to do ritual and magic prayer in order to open a turbine, a portal. While I was reciting magic prayer, suddenly I felt a strong wind that rose in the river and began to blow. I heard a voice telling me, "Firstly you should greet the God of the Union." I obeyed the voice and saluted the God of Union. The spirit world is about signs and password that open access and turbine leading to the unseen dimension. When a visitor rushes to ask you to use your toilet, it's likely that he wants to open a portal or turbine to the unseen world, a witch may need to keep the soul of a victim he has killed in your toilet. I was doing the ritual in the riverside when suddenly a whirlpool arose in the middle of the water, and I saw the water that began turning in circle. Finally a turbine opened in the water, and when I look inside the turbine I saw a beautiful city beneath the river with many beautiful houses. At that moment a demon held me and I began to descend in the turbine in great speed beneath the submarine world. The journey was different from my previous astral journey. This time around I traveled with my body, not my spirit. At some point I saw that I left the water above me, and I was underwater where I saw another world similar to ours. When I landed in this submarine world I saw that the sand was white. I saw that the population in this land were male, there was no female. These people were extremely handsome, but they were all naked. I also realized that I was naked. The inhabitant of this world spoke a strange language. When I continued to move in this world I saw a river. I was observing this unknown world. When I look up I saw like a glass in the sky separating the surface from the marine world. As I stood before the sea I saw people in uniform. These were members of a Satanic church of the city. I recognized them thanks to their uniform, and they all stood before the water. Suddenly a tall and robust man came out of the sea. He was handsome and his lower part was that of a fish. He said to member of this church, "Now you can make your wish." Quickly I joined these member, and I did salutation to the God of Union. At that moment water began to submerge me. When I was completely submerged, I noticed immediate change in my respiratory frequency and I saw that I was breathing perfectly well underwater. When I landed in this dimension I saw a group of beautiful women, they all sat together. A voice instructed me to sit, and when I tried to sit a throne appeared for me. The voice said, "You are here to marry one of the ladies sitting before you. Since you have been a faithful servant, you must be empowered to control the water and the surface world. You're gonna choose one of the lady." When I look I saw that they looked the same, for they had the same face, and I chose one of them. I was told kneel before the lady I have chosen, but I remember that I was taught not to bow before a spirit. These water spirit told me, "We know what you are thinking, but this is so that you honored the God of Union. Be happy for the woman given to you, like Adam in the book of Genesis." When I bowed before this woman, I saw that she had a new face which was her own face. Then she held my hand and we began to fly in space. After a while we landed on an island above the water. The land was covered with rock. I don't know where I was, for this was an unknown world for me. My new wife, who was called Elizabeth, told me, "This island is my place, and the people here are mine, they belong to me." I saw that the population of this island had no sex. I said, "How come people don't have sex in this world?" She told me, "I will show you how we live here." Quickly she took me in a visit in this strange world, and we visited the waters, the land and the forest. I saw that this fantasy land was like a paradise with animals and species of all kind. I saw many wild animal. She said, "This is the animal you fear on the earth." This was a mysterious land of fantasy. I saw that in this world there was no day and no night. It was a different world from ours. In this world people eat human flesh and drink human blood. When this goddess took me to her house, I saw that in this mysterious world people don't walk, they fly and hover. When we reached her place, I saw that it was a building that was constructed with material that is not of our world. I said, "How can you live in this building alone?" She said, "I always live here, but often people invite me on the earth in their houses." She was actually talking about the way she come to cause discord and troubles in homes and families of people who live in peace. When we enter her house, I saw sofa and furniture like freezer. In freezer of this world I saw no glass, yet everything's was cold. This was really a stranger world. Later I said to this lady, "I am hungry, I want to eat something." Immediately she took me to the market. I saw that most meat were sold in mash. She said, "Have you ever tasted human eyes?" I saw that human eyes sold in this market was in mash. Let me warn you, God people who like corned beef and processed meat, these are the things that people eat in the marine kingdom, from they are human part. Everything in this market were powder and mash. Elizabeth said, "I would be buying food for you here and other market." Quickly she took me to another market where they were selling human bones with meat. "Brother, there are meat that we buy in the market that are human flesh. I know a mother in the city who is in covenant with the marine kingdom. This woman receives stock of human meat that she sell in the market, and she is prosperous. All these ribboned neck are that of human." In this market they were selling human part. Then we went back home and Elizabeth cooked human eyes and human lung. On the third day all the members of churches that made this journey were gathered and we were baptized with new name. Elizabeth said, "You are the son of the God of union, for you were willing to offer your own son to us. Therefore your power is double. I, your wife, will assist you." I was given water. She said, "Whenever you want to summon me in the surface of the earth, you're gonna have to drop this water that will enable me to rise to the surface. Note that you are forbidden to interact or have a relationship with women." When the baptism ended, it is when I hugged Elizabeth that I fell on the ground, and when I woke up I saw that I was in the local river. I joined a friend who lived around. I was supposed to sleep at this place. I was sleeping when suddenly I felt a wind in the house, and when I woke up I saw that Elizabeth had joined me. She came in the shape of a drawing on the wall. It is when I went out of the house that I saw Elizabeth. She was in flesh. I means she was a beautiful lady, like a high-class woman with perfume. She said, "Bebi, you left without taking me to your place." Brother, I want to take this opportunity to warn God people about these perfume, for many of these perfumes have unclean spirit, and when you apply it you come under manipulation. When Elizabeth came it was night. We started to walk in the street as we held each other hand. I saw that she was really flesh like me. It was incredible. She told me, "You see this canal here? I will be coming to the surface of the earth through it. I will use it as portal." "But Bebi, where is your place?" I said, "This house there is my family place." Elizabeth did not know my place because I was depending on terrestrial power of another department of Satan. I said to her, "I have installed a turbine for interdimensional journey and I have set up wall in order to block any spirit from passing above my family house." These were protocol from the marine kingdom. Later Elizabeth said, "Since we are married I will explain to me how to work with the marine power." She said, "Now I have seen your place, but you got to remove that wall because terrestrial power is different from water power." This lady of the sea Elizabeth had things that no man of this world had. It was 3 a.m. as we walked the street of the city. She said, "Bebi, I can see that there are many women in your street." Then we saw a man who did not sleep. The man told me, "Bebi, why are you walking the street alone and talking to yourself while people are sleeping?" I came to understand that I was the only one seeing Elizabeth, for my neighbor could not see her. Elizabeth said, "We are inside a round shape, isolated from the people of the world, and they cannot see me." As we continue to walk, she said, "Look down." When I did, I saw that we were walking inside a round shape that was shining. She said, "I will be sitting in this point of the street when I come to the surface. Now I have to leave. If you want to call me, you know what to do." The purpose of my relationship with Elizabeth was to cause trouble in couples that were living in harmony, and to bring more ladies of the sea in the surface of the earth in order to destroy couples that live in peace. However, I was supposed to travel to Nigeria before the start of this assignment. Since I was to travel to Nigeria with my body, I needed a house of my own. As a result, Demon gave me an address of a house that was vacant in the city. When I found that place in the city, I was received by the landlord. When I met the landlord, immediately I saw Elizabeth appearing. She was different from her last appearance. She landed right in this compound where the landlord was explaining to me the condition of the accommodation. The landlord said to me, "You need to pay all the money now." However, I had no money to pay. In that moment, I got a call from our leader, the priest. He told me, "You cannot leave the landlord, you got to pay that money she is asking. Now you gonna get out of the compound, for there is a shop in the street." When I went out of the compound, I saw a big shop in the street. Immediately I invoke the angel of theft. There are many angels who steal money. For magic theft happen with two angels. Firstly, the angel of theft that steal money, and then the angel of chemist. For when the angel of theft steal people money, the angel of chemistry use the money in your pocket as a copy in order to operate the chemical transformation. I told brother, in the coming days we shall have a universal money for all the country of the world. The money of the Antichrist will be called by horn, for it has two horns. On that day when I signed the tenancy agreement, I saw Elizabeth, who also signed. She said to me, "It's our house, therefore I have to sign." I was talking to this water spirit in my spirit, however the landlord could not see her. Elizabeth said to me, "From this moment onward I will dominate this compound, it is now under my power." Later on I informed my mother that I was relocating and I have found my own house. She opposed me but ignored her. I gathered all my stuff. When I came with furniture, the house was empty, but on the corner I saw a basin full of water. I saw that this basin was built with material that were shining like gold. Elizabeth said, "Get everything inside the house except the TV, for I will show you what we will be watching." She said, "I don't have human body yet. Whenever I get a human body allowing me to be permanent on the surface, I would begin to cook for you here, but for the moment I will be bringing you food from my world." On that day when it was night we slept, but at 2 a.m. she woke me up and said, "You knows that you got to travel today, you cannot continue to sleep. This is your turbine for the journey beneath the Atlantic Kingdom, and from now on you will begin to dominate the surface of world and the submarine world." Brother, when it was time to travel beneath the Atlantic Ocean, a turbine that people call portal was open. I saw that I was out of my body beside the portal that was opened. Immediately I saw a demon called Master of Sacrifice appearing beside me. He said, "The turbine is already open, what are you waiting for?" When he said goodbye to me, immediately I began to descend in the portal, and while I was descending in the turbine I began to see houses, cities of Africa. I saw forest and bush and water of the continent, even the desert. All kind of picture passed before me, when suddenly I landed in my destination, which was Nigeria. I saw that I landed in a bush of herbs. I saw that this place was deep in a village in Nigeria. Then I saw two women welcoming me. They said, "Hello brother Bebi, we are sent by the Queen of the Ocean to welcome you. You are welcome, please give us your password." And we began to walk in the street. She told me, "Bebi, whatever you see and hear in the street you're gonna have to ignore it. I am cutting your communication with the surface world." I said, "You cannot cut my communication with Elizabeth." She replied to me, "I am the daughter of the goddess Elizabeth, still I am cutting all your communication." When all the communication was cut, I began to hear the daughter of Elizabeth voice talking inside me, yet her mouth was shut, and while her mouth was shut she asked me, "Are you hearing my voice?" I said yes. As we were walking I saw that on each of our step the ground was collapsing and a new land was appearing. It was like a new world was rising before us. I saw new kind of species and being. It was a new reality. As we continued to move, I saw beautiful lady and beautiful men. They were like Barbie, and they were calling me and trying to get my attention. But Elizabeth's daughter said, you must resist them and ignore them until we reach our destination, otherwise it's your end. I said to myself, Elizabeth's daughter cut all my communication and I have no protection. What would happen to me? I concentrated in order to ignore the advance of these handsome people. Finally we arrived before a huge sea. As we stood before the Atlantic Ocean, the wave began to cover our feet, and she told me to relax. When we began to enter the ocean, she said, fear not. Suddenly Elizabeth's daughter said, I have to go. Immediately I saw that I was submerged by oceanic wave, and I began to descend beneath the water. I saw that I was wearing woman bead on my hip. When I descended beneath the Atlantic Ocean, firstly I passed the first water. When I left the first layer of the oceanic water, I entered the second layer of the Atlantic Ocean. Immediately I began to witness extraordinary and mythological beasts and monsters. I saw a huge anaconda. I saw massive crevette. I saw a crocodile that does not exist. It was a monster. I saw a snake with many heads. I saw a tortoise with many horns. They were beasts of the marine kingdom, not to be found in the surface world. I saw mysterious beasts of the sea, unimaginable. You can never imagine beasts that are under the sea. As I descended beneath the Atlantic Ocean, I saw a race of men having beastly shape. They were hybrid creatures. They were huge with monstrous shape. When you see monsters of the ocean you will fear. I continued to get down, and when I reached the floor of the second layer of the Atlantic Ocean, a portal opened, and I descended in that portal in the third layer of the Atlantic Ocean. Finally I arrive in the marine kingdom. Quickly I saw a tall woman who was skinny and very bright. She had all kind of makeup you can imagine. I never saw this kind of makeup. I don't know whether they are beautiful ladies like her. I saw that this was a fantasy world where everything was like paradise, luxurious and shining. I saw that the lady was surrounded by countless naked women who have no sex. These ladies of the sea had extreme makeup and beauty. I saw shining flower beautiful in this place. When I got closer to this multitude of goddesses, I heard a voice that said, you are welcomed, greet the queen. Immediately I saw all the goddesses greeting the queen who was seated on his throne and shining. I was supposed to greet the queen of the ocean, but I failed to do so. I said, why should I greet the queen? I serve the god of union. Therefore the queen got angry and began to shine. As a result her hair became straight and her eyes turned red. Then I saw light in the shape of two hands coming from her back and seizing me and throwing me before her throne. I saw the queen pouring oceanic sand on me. As a result I saw my lower part taking the shape of a fish, and I became like these goddesses. The queen of the sea asked me to sit by her side, and she told me, you have come here because we have a mission for you. The house that we gave you is not a house but a reception and welcoming point, for I am sending ladies of the sea and water spirit to the surface of the earth, so that they will make an impact in this generation. We need more ladies of the sea in the surface of the earth. We have been sending our children to the surface. However, these Christians are arresting children of the sea and killing them. When Christians destroy spiritual wives, these marine spirits are destroyed, for they cannot return to the water. The queen said to me, since I am sending children of the sea to the surface, you will work with them and receive them in your house. You will rule in the surface with the queen, and you will regularly attend our meeting beneath the Atlantic Ocean. The queen told me, you have terrestrial power but now you have received marine power. Note that these are different power, and there are often conflict between our kingdom and demons of the earth. Therefore be careful. You can go now, for your stay has finished. You got to return. The Queen Elizabeth will reveal to you your first mission. In the morning you are going back. I saw that in this kingdom they had day and night cycle. I was taken to a house in order to sleep. When I looked at the house I saw that it was a huge stone. When the door opened in that stone I got inside, and I saw that it was furnished with everything, even a fridge with food, just like Elizabeth's house. The food was human bone, meat and human body part. Later I came out of the house and I began to observe the sky. I saw that there was glass separating this Atlantic kingdom and the second layer of the Atlantic Ocean, and I was able to see mythical beast and demonic monster roaming the ocean water. Suddenly I began to rise upward towards the portal, and I saw the queen pointing his hand towards me, and she released a reddish light that hit me on the forehead, and suddenly I found myself in my new apartment. I made a call to my master, who said to me, "Congratulations, you have succeeded in your mission, but I cannot see you. Are you not under the water? For I cannot see you." I said, "I am no longer underwater. I will come out of the house. Maybe you can see me." It was then my master became able to see me. Immediately I receive a call from Elizabeth. She said, "Bebi, get inside the house quickly and sit on the sofa, and don't move." I got back in the house and I sat on the sofa. Later I heard someone knocking on the door. When I opened the door I saw nobody, and I wonder who was knocking the door. I went back to sit and I slept. Suddenly I felt a cold air, like water, entering the house. When I opened my eyes I saw the basin of water and I saw Elizabeth. She said, "You are really a strong man. You have succeeded in your journey. Did you see my daughter, the goddess Gabi? She is a beautiful goddess. Prepare yourself for the mission that will give you a lot of money. By the way, I cooked fufu for you." I said to Elizabeth, "I am not eating fufu. I need to eat human flesh." She said, "In that case we need to kill someone. Now choose a victim. I am going to the city center, but you can go out for everything is done." Elizabeth said, "Your body knocked the door. Did you see it?" I said, "I heard someone knocking the door but I saw nobody." She said, "It was your body that you left when you went beneath the Atlantic Ocean. It is the demon Okionum that was animating your body when you were beneath the water. The demon is gone and your body that came to knock is already united with your spirit. When I traveled beneath the Atlantic, the demon Okionum was animating my body walking in the street." Later a friend in the neighborhood told me, "Bebi, what's wrong? I was calling you but you were ignoring me there in the street." I said my thought was somewhere else, but in truth I was under the Atlantic Ocean and my body was animated by the demon Okionum, for my spirit was out of the body, which was indwelled by the demon who was animating it. Days after relocating with the mermaid Elizabeth, I received the visit